Insured by NCUA.
This summer, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HDTVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
The biggest snowflakes out here are always been the white Republicans, who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And none but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's hump day.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me this August 13th, 2025. We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Salute to everybody in the chat. I see y'all in the chat. Y'all ready? I see y'all already having a powerful conversation. Kawanda, S.E., Josh, Barbie, Bay, Dunn. Hey, that's what's up. It's a new early bird in the chat. Sincere, Ronnie Ray, Real, salute. Jeff. All right, so, and everybody out there in Radio Land, but we had the state of emergency yesterday. Community members gathering together at Infinite Church. It was a good gathering of people that if it could really come together the way it should, it would be all right. You know, it would be all right. But sometimes when you have people that have already been here in positions, and you know, I sometimes I equate it to dealing with a bad coach, and then you expecting them to win, but you know, I think sometimes in certain cases, in certain spaces, that you just need to get rid of. Sometimes you just got to start fresh. That's what I believe. Like, I played sports, and sometimes you got to come to the coach and be like, Coach, we're going to have to, you know what I mean? We're going to have to cancel your contract, Coach, because you've been around for a while and we ain't getting no result. Sometimes you got to do it. That's a part of changing the ideas and the dynamic of the community too. Getting a new coach. I think Kwame Nixon was there. He said, what do a coach, what do the coaching look like? You got all these, you know, people and organizations, and what is a good idea? What do the coach look like? And I say this is what I think: when somebody's actually coaching, they're putting the best people on in play, and they understand what each player is capable of doing, and then they know what each player that's on the bench is capable of doing, and it's the coach's job to make sure that he can put together a product that can compete and eventually win, ultimately win. And the coaches got to know each player, what they're capable of doing, what results they're capable of actually pulling off. That's what the coach's job is to do. But some of y'all, you know, some coaches just ain't good. They just ain't the ones that's going to win it all. Because they don't have a formula. They don't understand how to evaluate the talent. That's what they call, incompetency. A lot of people just incompetent. They don't know. They don't know how to place people in the right position to win. Now, they ain't got a problem with getting that check. They ain't got a problem with getting that money. But when you want to compete, when you want to win, you got to put the right people in play that's doing the right thing. And that don't mean everybody's scoring 30 points. Sometimes you got to get that person that can get 20 rebounds. He may not score a point, but he can rebound. You want to get that person that if the star player kick it out to him, that they can hit that jumper. You know, when you got a team full of star players that everybody trying to hit 30, you know, it ain't enough to go around. Or if they not hitting 30 and they saying they the star player and they not performing, you know, now you got to, you know, look at them a certain kind of way because the results ain't adding up. So when I tell people, you know, when you talk about community, I've been around to every aspect of my community. I've gotten results in almost every aspect of my community. And at this point, I could look and tell who's going to do what and what ain't going to happen because that's what I do. I evaluate, I understand, because I'm about that action. I'm trying to get some outcomes. So at the end of the day, if people can do what they play their role and start doing things the way they need to be doing things in the city instead of being a part of cliques and doing all this extra stuff, if we can cut off the fat, fire some people that think they coaches, fire them, get rid of them, get some new people. We might have a chance. We might have a chance. Hey, look, when we come back, we got guests. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Let him cook.
What up, Truth Nation? August is Black Business Month, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Associated Bank to celebrate the excellence of Black-owned businesses in our community. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black businesses. This is why we want you to go to blackbusinessgiveback.com right now to sign up to get 3 months of free advertising on The Truth. Truth Nation, we encourage you to buy Black all month long. Whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 21st from noon to 3 p.m. at Manpower Group, located at 100 Manpower Place. This event occurs in collaboration with Hip Hop Week. To register, visit joindcmke.com and choose the option to create your profile here. Completion of your profile is necessary to attend this event. Representatives from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by Council members Russell W. Stamper II and Robert Bauman. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Manpower Group, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
At Crash Course, we believe cost shouldn't stand in the way of safe driving. If you're 14 to 19 years old, you may qualify for 100% free driver's ed through Wisconsin's Driver Education Grant Program. That includes the full online course and all required behind-the-wheel lessons at no cost to your family. With convenient school-based pickup through Southeast Wisconsin, getting started is simple. Crash Course, the best choice driving school. Visit crashcoursewi.com to pre-register and hit the road with confidence.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With U.S. Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now to August 31st, 2025. See official contest rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, at 1017thetruth.com.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up. I ain't telling no lies, I just, I ain't telling no lies, I just.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We got a mother in studio, Gloria Shaw. She said her son was hit outside of the Pfizer on 6 in Juneau, August of 2022, and she's asking for the community to help her get justice for her son. How you doing, Queen?
I'm okay.
Now, this was 3 years ago where your son was involved in a hit and run. And now, Xavier, the situation is still unresolved.
It's actually a cold case.
It's a cold case right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so take us back to what happened that day. From what you can recollect, what happened to Xavier?
Xavier got off work about 10:45, and he sent me a text saying that he was going outside. And going outside just means, it was a summer night, so he was going to enjoy downtown life. About a little bit before midnight, I got a call saying, hey, your son was hit. Go downtown by Pfizer. I said, okay. I'm calling his phone, nothing. He's not answering. He's not picking up. By the time I get down here, I see all yellow tape. I don't see him. Officer comes up to me and says, who are you? I said, I'm his mom. He says, get to the hospital right now. When I got to the hospital, they pulled me into the room. I was waiting. About 1:50-ish, nurse came in and said that he was gone.
Oh, wow.
So I waited another hour just to see his body. He had multiple injuries.
From the hit and run?
From the hit and run. No officer got in contact with me. By that Monday, I was calling them.
So you get the call, you get there, there's cameras.
There are 7 cameras.
What did the officer say about looking at the cameras? Was there any conversation about that? Because they got a lot of cameras over there.
Yes. So when I started asking questions and everything, there is a special plate reader camera on that light, and they said that the truck was going at such a high rate of speed that they did not catch the plate.
What?
A good picture of the plate. It's blurred.
So the camera's got a blurry picture of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And see right there. So do they know the type? They know the vehicle type?
Yes, it's a black Dodge Ram TRX with a lift between a 2122, so fairly new, all black on black with the lights in the hood. And the TRX is more so of the Hemi engine. So one little tap and you got full power.
Oh, wow. So check this out. He's out there by
Pfizer. Was there anything going on that night?
Yes.
What was going on that night?
The Black Ink crew was here that night. The next night, Kevin Hart's stand-up was at the Pfizer the next night.
Was it on the night of his hit and run?
No.
What happened on the night of his hit and run? Was there anything going on at the Pfizer that night of his hit and run?
No.
Okay, because I know that the highway is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody could have been coming off the highway because that comes down.
No, so they weren't coming down around. They were going up.
So they're going up toward the highway.
Yes.
So when he was struck, was he on the sidewalk or was he at?
He was in a crosswalk.
Was he walking the?
He was in a crosswalk.
I'm talking about, was the crosswalk green light?
From what I was told, yes. I have yet to see footage due to until it's solved, I won't get to see it.
Right. So you're trying to fight for justice.
Absolutely.
3 years go by.
It'll be 3 years in August.
What information have you heard from the detectives in 3 years?
Not much or nothing. I've been doing my own detective work. I've been looking for trucks. I'm on the highway all the time looking for trucks, turning trucks in. I don't care what color it is. Because you can change anything because it's such a high truck, a high value truck and a high power truck. Hitting a person, it wouldn't even have a dent.
So there's, I think, other cameras going up toward the freeway.
They said they saw it going up towards Kilbourne and then lost it about 6th Street. From my understanding, in the beginning, the FBI was involved. There were a lot of outer resources involved in this case, and they say it came up cold. Also, about June of last year, I was sending in truck pictures to the officers that were working the case, and he said, hey, thanks, but we think we got a really good lead, so you don't have to send anything else in.
And that was last year?
That was last year. So then I hadn't heard anything. I was emailing him, I hadn't heard anything at all. And I started sending trucks back in, and I still didn't hear anything. And I ended up tagging somebody else with a little more pull in on an email, and I got a response saying, oh, keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. We're still looking.
Well, you say that eventually this became a cold case.
Yep.
If they had a hot lead, it went from a hot lead to now you're being told that this is a cold case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And since then, I've still sent in other trucks. I usually email them into the officer that's working on it, and I still have heard there's no response, no anything.
How do you feel about the efforts to try to resolve your son's hit and run, and what more could they have done that you feel that they could have done?
Actually, I feel like he was just another black boy, a black young man that they didn't care.
Oh, wow.
Like, I feel like this is just another case to them. And it's unfortunate because he was a good kid. He was a really good kid. And he lost his life way too soon.
How old was he?
He was 23.
23 years old.
Yep.
Hanging out, walking around downtown.
Enjoying life with his camera.
What did he want to do with his life?
TV video production at MATC. And MATC does have a scholarship in his name that is open for donations.
Salute. How would people contribute to that idea if they wanted to?
I can leave you some information. I can also, a matter of fact, my Facebook is very open. I just posted a blurb on there with the QR code to donate to his scholarship.
Well, once again, another situation where a life was lost that needs justice. And this is 3 years. What do you want the community to know? And how can the community help?
If you know something, if you know who this was, if this was a member of your family, that this was a friend, if you know anything, help me get justice and close this chapter so I can start my healing process. He was my only child.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll start helping you post, and I'll do some things that I can try to revive the situation 3 years ago. We got to kind of reset the situation to the community, so I'll help you out with that. And hopefully, if anybody have any information, this happened back in August, 3 years ago, August 28th, 2022. August 28th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody have any information, if y'all, I guess we got to really start kind of posting and trying to make things recreate the situation, because sometimes 3 years later, so many things going on that we got to backtrack. But like I said, we can definitely reestablish his story, and that's what we're doing right now. But what do you want the community to know right now before we run the break?
From a grieving mother, hold your kids tight. And if they did something, hold them accountable as well. This was one of the hardest things that I think I've ever gone through, in losing a piece of me. Slow down, pay attention to what you're doing. Don't drink and drive. At the end of the day, you could be in my shoes, and I wouldn't wish this hurt on anyone.
And once again, my condolences to you, and I will give you my efforts to try to, because we gotta do a lot of reshaping on this, because I think that many times when you try to bring a cold case back up, we got to get right back, making sure that person can just be humanized again. Many times it's just another person that was in an accident, when it comes after a while. But I think that this is a situation where somebody knows something.
Yeah. And he wasn't just another casualty. He was my son.
Right.
He would have helped anybody, no matter what, no matter where he was. He would have took the shirt off his back and given it to anybody. And, it's unfortunate that I feel like it's sitting on somebody's desk just not being worked.
Wow. What was the name of the detective that you were talking to often?
Well, the detective never. Well, I contacted him. He has never actually physically contacted me. I believe his name is Michael Martin, but the reconstruction officer's name is Daniel Robinson. That's the one that I've been in most contact in, and that's who I send the emails, information. I also, when I send it to him, I also double back and send it to Crime Stoppers as well. But even when it was on 58, almost a year later, the officers were interviewed, and you could tell by body language and everything else. It wasn't very receiving. It wasn't very empathetic.
Now, once again, give a description of the vehicle, the date, and the time for those that are chiming in on air right now, trying to get a grasp of the time frame.
It happened between about 11:30, possibly midnight-ish, around that time, walking across the street, 6th and Juno. It was a black Dodge Ram TRX with a lift on it. About a 2122, and the right front headlight is not damaged, but it has a delay in it where it kind of blinks funny.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today. We're going to try to give a follow-up once we start, reshaping the narrative on this, because it's just not another hit and run. This was your son. Mm-hmm. Xavier was somebody that had dreams of doing film production, and so we got to make sure that we can work to get justice. And like I said, it's so much we can do. I'm gonna try to, give it my all to try to get something to see if we can pull something out, and maybe somebody may know something. But I appreciate you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a journey, but this is part of my story, and this is part of my walk, and God chose me to walk it, and I'm doing it.
Well, Gloria Shaw, you got my hands now, so we're going to try to see if we can make it work.
Thank you so much.
Work out something.
I really appreciate you.
God bless you, and thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
God bless you. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have a Pop Culture Report. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Kyle Wallace with his truth.
Truth Nation, I guess I've officially graduated from big bro to unk status, at least according to my little cousin. That's what he said. Now, at first I pushed back a little bit, and I was offended by the assertion that I was old enough to be unk. But after a little thought, y'all, I actually embraced the label of being unk and the responsibility which comes with being quote-unquote unk. See, as unk, I think it's my duty to look out for and support the youth and young cats coming up after me. Embrace the role as being a mentor and role model and aim to protect our kids at all costs. With the news cycle always seemingly being negative towards the youth, we need to take it back upon ourselves to change the narrative and uplift our youth. Our kids are so much more than fights, stolen cars, Kia boys, or acting a fool in public. We can't allow a small population of children to depict who our kids really are in the city of Milwaukee. You have to resist the urge to want to bash our kids and be so quick to pass judgment or disparage the youth. And we gotta stop acting as if we were not once in their shoes, making poor decisions, having regrets. I know we have all been there. Now, regardless of how funny it may sound to say YN, don't label our kids that. That is far from a term of endearment, and we have to remember you become what people call you. If someone calls you dumb over and over and over again, you may start believing that you are dumb, and you may start having self-doubt in oneself. Don't put that type of self-hating energy on our youth, Milwaukee. We need to call them YKs and YQs for young kings and young queens, even when they might frustrate you. Remember, they are still only kids. With the summer being here, there is no better time to encourage them to aspire to be great. Give them positive reinforcement. Give them positive affirmation until we get it through their minds on who they really are and what they can become. An unstoppable force of greatness.
Listen to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace weekdays from noon to 1 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Brewers beat the Pirates 14-0, extending their win streak to 11. One more game until free burgers.
3-2 pitch to Freeland, and a fly ball to right. This is hit well. Back is Reynolds. Track, gone! Sal Freeland goes big fly for the 9th time this year, and the Brewers lead it 1-0.
Brewers remain the hottest team in the MLB with a record of 75-44, leading the NL Central by 7.5 games. Packers quarterback Jordan Love is having surgery on his left thumb, but is expected back for the regular season. The next preseason game is Saturday at noon. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You good, T-Minus? been counting me out. I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips. I'm writing down names, I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones been dying, the fake ones is lit. The game is off balance, I'm back on my The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it. You all on my dick, I'm all in my bag. As hard as it get, I do not store. I might take a sip, I might hit the button, but I'm liable to trip. I ain't popping no wish, but you do as you wish. I roll with some fiends, I love them to death. I got a few mil, but not all of them rich. What good is the bread if my is broke? What good is first class if my can't sit? That's my next mission, that's why I can't quit. Just like LeBron, get my more chips. Just put the rollie right back on my wrist. This watch came from Drizzy, he gave me a gift. Back when the rap game was praying like this. To act like two legends cannot coexist, but I never beef with it for nothing. If I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit. It won't be for clout, it won't be for fame. It won't be cause my shit ain't selling the same. It won't be to sell you my latest little sneakers. It won't be cause some slid in my lane. Everything grows, it's destined to change. I love you little niggas, I'm glad that you came. I hope that you scrape every dollar you came. I hope you know money won't erase the pain. To the OGs, I'm thanking you now. Was watching you when you was paving the ground. I copied your cadence, I mirrored your style. I studied the greats, I'm the greatest right now. If you feel me, you ain't got a choice. I ain't do no promo, still made all that noise. The shit gon' be different, I set my intentions. I promise to slap all that hate out your voice. Been counting me out, I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips, I'm writing down names, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones been dying, the fake ones is lit. The game is off balance, I'm back on my shit. The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it, you all on my dick. I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel. Promise I am never
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Hey, joining me in the studio, Glenn Pearce, GP
Yes,
in
sir.
studio, Truth Nation Insider. Always got the inside scoop.
I gotta let you know what's going on. If you don't, I know. That's
Hey,
how I
look,
say it.
let me tell you something. It's a lot going on in these pop culture streets.
As always.
I'm afraid to ask what's happening.
I mean, I wanted to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson today.
And I wanted to talk about that too.
Okay, good thing. We like minds think alike.
It's one of those situations where if it was a male, if it was a guy, would it be a lot of grace given?
And that's the tough part, the double standard that we all talk about, the elephant in the room. But for those who, don't know, that aren't aware of the situation, Sha'Carri Richardson and her boyfriend, I believe her boyfriend's name is Christian Coleman. He's another well-known USA track sprinter. But they got into an altercation at Seattle-Tacoma Airport, which led to her being detained. She's since posted bail and been out, and, they asked Christian for his thoughts on the process. And much credit to that brother. He took the high road, didn't blame her, didn't throw her under the bus necessarily, but there's a lot of people out there who obviously came to her defense and firstly said that Christian must have done something bad enough to warrant, some type of behavior. But we never take in all the facts and kind of try to understand what the entirety of the situation is. Right is right and wrong is wrong. No one should ever have their hands, put on their significant other or think to put their hands on their significant other. It's a tough scenario, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it because it's been in the news cycle all week long. I
was looking at it. I screenshotted like some stuff because I screenshotted even comments because even in the comments, they're saying that, the guy should be praised for not pressing charges, first of all. Christian, because he didn't, and he talked highly of her.
Absolutely.
Because many times in those situations, men, when a woman is the abuser, a lot of times it goes unreported because a guy is supposed to be tough, is not, and some guys probably go in there and try to file for domestic, but most guys usually take their bumps and keep it moving. But
I think he's a part of the problem, though. If he's the one that's sticking up for her, obviously, if you're a public figure, you have a due diligence that you have to maintain her image because she has sponsorship money, she has appearances and stuff like that she has to make. And I get protecting your girlfriend. Obviously, they say do what you got to do in public and handle whatever you got to handle in private. But you're making an excuse for an abuser who clearly didn't want nothing to do with you on that day. And the body cam footage even came out. And she was pretty much like, oh, he's done this in the past. Like, I'm willing to throw him under the bus. I got proof of what, whatever he's done. And again, we can't say what her experience is like whenever they're alone, but she acted up in public and she hasn't really taken any accountability for her role in the situation. So it's tough to say.
Like I said, it's tough. She's a world-class athlete, too, so you don't want to ruin her career.
Not at all.
So as the male in this situation, you got to understand this woman is one of the best athletes in the United States, in the world.
But celebrity status don't make you a good or a bad person.
Well, I don't know if athletic status actually make you a celebrity. You actually got to win some gold. That person running track, that last girl, if she was that last person in the race, okay, would it be a big deal?
I think so. I still think it is. If you compete on the world stage and there's eyes and there's sponsorship dollars and all types of other things that come with this. Again, she's been popping since she was in college. She's already been in the forefront. She should know how to move.
But she's one of the best.
But she hasn't been in the media for a lot of positive things. There was the whole situation
with the drugs here.
Yeah, and then there was another scenario. I think she was dating another woman, and that kind of went sour or something like that. There was a lot of different things that she had going on.
Dating a woman.
I believe she had a girlfriend at one time in the past. I need to double check this.
Yeah,
she. I
didn't know. I didn't know about that. But what I'm saying is, this is a guy who's an Olympic athlete himself. And he's dating one of the fastest women on the planet. She shoves him in the airport. Police see it.
Mm-hmm.
They take her in for domestic abuse. He pulls back and says, hey, I'm not pressing charges. She comes out with an apology.
BS. BS.
I got the apology.
She was at home typing that up with her long fingernails, trying to save herself before the body cam footage came out. And the body cam footage is there's no accountability. There's no thought process. It's more so, he's done this to me, so what's so bad about what I did to him?
Really?
There's no, and tell you, DJ Brother Z, if he wants to play the video
we got some video footage of the incident.
And you be the judge.
Somebody recorded the incident.
Oh, it's body cam footage. The officers that detained her.
They got the shove.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching this, we broadcast live.
Would letting you know who I am, haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it.
This right here is new body camera video of the moments before Olympic sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested at SeaTac Airport last month. You heard her tell police she did not touch her boyfriend, but airport security footage shows her shoving him multiple times before police arrived right here in this corner. Officers were called to TSA security after she pushed him in a packed terminal right outside security checkpoint 4.
Oh, wow.
She was then booked into jail and then released the next day. This week, she addressed what happened on her social media.
Oh, wow.
More than anything,
Look, and she all of
definitely
110 pounds,
a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that...
And there's a heart on the screen.
Holding myself accountable.
Along with the recorded apology to her fans and family, she posted this statement apologizing to her
PR. She comes off very aggressive. Many times when I see her out on the track, she's very aggressive. And she, even to her opponents, like she look over to the side, you know what I mean, very aggressively. But what I'm saying is, in a relationship, is trauma a reason? Can you use your past trauma to justify being violent or domestic?
I'm gonna say this.
Or emotionally abusive, physically abusive. A lot of people will say their past trauma is the reason. Because that's what I'm seeing in this.
The main issue here really is, again, we have two young people who they obviously are comfortable or have had some type of relationship where one has been physical towards the other, or they've gotten into some type of argument, and they're kind of used to dealing with this. Again, but it's become public now. And so
because she did it in public.
I know, but there's so many more people out here, whether you like men, whether you like women, whatever else you like in between. Once there's physicality and police involved, it's no longer good or a safe environment for anyone, because you're going to continually hold that against someone. There's always going to be a time or a moment where you have to mention, oh, well, you did this to me and that's how I reacted like this. There's always a lack of accountability when things get this bad.
How many guys have been beaten on by women and it went unreported because it's not favorable to be sitting downtown?
You look terrible.
You about 6 foot, and this, when the woman show up, she look, she gonna look good in court that day. Who gonna believe that this person actually did this unless you got some kind of video? Like if we didn't see this video of the shoving and all and the aggression, all I'm saying is
do people actually believe men when they say that this girl tried to beat him up?
No, I think not, because it's a very vulnerable space to be in, because men are supposed to be very strong-willed and forthright or straightforward and protecting and providing. And when something like this occurs, again, it's a play on your masculinity. It puts you in a tough spot, and it makes you question, I guess, whatever identity that you have going on. You no longer have control of your relationship. You no longer feel safe in an environment that, your woman is supposed to be feminine and submissive, right? And all these old school values that we do have. I feel bad for him because he felt like, again, he didn't want to address this any longer than it needed to go on. He was like, well, listen, my girl did whatever, we're working on it as a team. Right. I respect that. But I feel like he also needs to own up to it and admit that, hey, like, we have had some trouble in the past. Maybe they get therapy, they get counseling, and whatever else that they need to continually, grow whatever relationship that they want to continue. Or they go their separate ways and they find people who are able to love them as they should be.
Well, this is the apology that was written by Sha'Carri. I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love from what I've experienced in my past. Due to my past trauma and pain, I was blind and blocked off not to only receive, but to give it. I love him, and to him I can't apologize enough. My apology should be just as loud as my actions, honestly louder. To Christian, I love you and I'm sorry. Do you accept this?
I wouldn't. You roughed me up in public. I could never go back from that because people will always have that in the back of their minds. Okay, maybe he stayed because he doesn't feel like he should leave her out, hanging out to dry, because she obviously has some things that she needs to work on, whether it be anger management or controlling her emotions. Whatever led up to that argument, we will never know, obviously, because it's not smart for them to put that out in the media. But
I'm sorry.
Sometimes it ain't enough.
Oh, wow.
The actions don't benefit the words that come after it. It just be like that for me.
Well, I think that anytime, I got a rule. If you gotta yell at me and hit me, I'm never talking to you again.
At all.
That's my rule. Like, I ain't finna hit you. You ain't finna hit me. I'm not finna. If we together and I gotta get aggressive towards you, it's a wrap.
And that's the toughest part.
Because it could go so many different ways after that. Now you basically sleeping with the enemy, or anything can explode at any moment. Like at this airport situation, like. They could have waited till they got where they was going. But when you do things out in public, that could ruin your career.
And that's the thing. We've seen so many scenarios again, time and time again. Again, I hate to use this example as kind of
Ray Rice.
But things could go much further than that. Again, people have brothers, they have cousins, uncles, and fathers who don't take kindly to things like that. If it was Christian on the other side and he had struck back or something like that, there's a lot of people that will want answers and want some type of retribution for that. Thank God, again, Christian was a man and he was raised properly and didn't react. He treated his lady as such, got, whatever handled and got her out of the jam. But there's a lot of scenarios where people have died and things have gotten much worse than just a simple slap or a simple push or a punch.
I may have to open up the lines to see how many men have been abused by women but never reported.
And I hope people see this as a safe space to tell people.
Yeah, I hope it's a safe space. You can be anonymous, but what I'm saying is, we know the other way. I deal with the domestic when it's a male on female, you know what I mean? But I also had to deal with certain males coming to me, but they never reported it, and they were still in love, and they wanted to stick around.
It's that trauma bonding, though. That's really what it is. You feel like you owe it to somebody to help them get through some things. And I feel like, again, to all the people out there who are dealing with scenarios like this, I hope that you find the courage and the strength and the will to tell somebody who might be able to help you either get out of this scenario or you get the chance to work on it with your partner. Not saying that everybody is as bad as their baddest moment, but sometimes a spade is a spade. If she feels comfortable doing this in public, God only knows what she's doing to this man in private.
Well, it's probably some guy getting smacked right now while we going to break.
I hope he keep the radio on and call the local police department.
Call 911. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee. It's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 101.7 The Truth. Hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Botox can do more for men than just smooth out wrinkles. It can help reduce chronic migraines, stress-related facial tension, and even excessive sweating. Come on out to Botox and Beers Saturday, September 13th at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. It's an event for men who want to feel better, perform better, and look sharp without the fuss. Come and watch college football, get treated with Botox in the low-key, no-pressure setting of Sweet Talks, then have a brew when you're done. Spots are limited, so reserve yours now at sweettalks.com. That is SLEETTOX.com.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
I tried to understand, but I'm lacking the bandwidth. The rock in the hard place, cracking a sandwich. The cards I was handed, they turned me to gambit. It made me the man, but it turned me to man. Saying son of a man, max, minimal chances. Shaking the hand, white man, taking the taxes. Suit and tie, now fly right in the backseat of a taxi. I feel like Tyrese Maxey, I'm a zone 6, sir, but I'm hell of an athlete doing a rap sheet. Take a look at the rap sheet. It's a random rap sheet here with a black queen and a Bassett. Put a tab of acid on your tongue. I ain't never taking a bum, but I can put it in the package. You give me a lump song, then put it in the bag of a trunk. I heard thump, 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 banging the bass. I'm breaking the bread to breakfast. I'm bringing the bacon, slinging the sausage, cracking the egg over your face. I'm half amazing, half man, and half alien. Yeah, patience, paper thin. I plant a flag in every place I'm in. Pace has been immense, it's not a race, but I've been chasing it. Been unforsaken, only placing faith in the hands that turn a staff into a snake, and then a snake into a staff again. The average couldn't start to establish the type of bag I'm in. The nappy is East Atlanta. Rapping erratic, righteous and ratchet, cause that's what's happening. Yelling from the mountain so loud it could start an avalanche. We in Babylon, by the way you brother be babbling, you out of chances. I can't overextend the olive branch. The bargaining, we barging in. Let the car spin. Push a Porsche with a 911 like a Micah Parsons. When attacking the target, have a sack when they sent the blitz. It's a rapid departure.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Glenn Pearce in studio.
What it do?
What's happening then?
I wanted to talk about Ari Lennox.
Ari
Lennox. So for those who don't know, again, Ari Lennox is a very popular singer. I'm not sure what exact genre we say. We could say R&B or soul music. I think that's her lane. But she's been kind of going viral now for her comments on a lot of, I guess, say, older black comedians. her first gripe was with Martin. Again, she kind of spoke out on a lot of the jokes that Martin had for Pam on the show, whether it be about her skin or her B2Bs or her hair, all the other things. They used to go after each other. And it's crazy. Man, I feel like we live in such a world where it's like...
Get the step.
Telling you, what's one of the greatest? He's a comedic genius. Martin can't do no wrong in my eyes, no matter what he got going on. But I wanted to ask you: do you think that people take things too seriously? Are we too critical of comedians, even in this space nowadays? Feels like you can't say anything.
Well, the thing is, the testosterone level back then with Bernie Mac, all of the comedians was on 10. A lot of that now, a lot of these comedians they switched up from the the male masculine joke side to the more gay innuendo. Yeah, it's like zesty, almost zesty type zany, LGBTQ innuendo type,
playing on sexuality.
Jokes. So now when you look back at just about 20 years ago, the way that the comedy was going, you didn't see a lot of zesty innuendo. I call it zesty because, it's
that word is just funny.
It's kind of questionable, because now they're making you question masculinity with the jokes right now.
Yeah, it's a tough space to be in. Again, I feel like, number one, for Ari Lennox, no one told you to go back and watch the show in the first place. The show is almost, 30 years old now, and it still constantly re-airs again because people see it as a comedic, masterpiece.
It's powerful.
And again, I also didn't appreciate kind of the comments on Bernie Mac because number one, I don't believe in speaking on the dead because people aren't here to defend themselves. Right. Number one, Bernie Mac, or number three, Bernie Mac would have tore a new one if he was still alive. God bless the dead.
Bernie Mac was the king of comedy.
He wasn't finna play with nobody.
He had it down pat. He was super funny, but yet it was relatable.
And that's the thing, though. We see Def Comedy Jam and all the other kind of platforms and stuff like that. I can't imagine if those things would have come out nowadays, the controversy and the discourse that it kind of would sell. Because you're not allowed to really offend anybody. And even too, another comedian that I truly love, Dave Chappelle. Again, he got, he caught fire for, I think he made a transgender joke on one of his specials.
Right.
And he literally said he cleared it with the person that, he told the joke about. But people still kind of felt like he was misrepresenting.
But they was trying to cancel him at but they don't know that Dave Chappelle. Some people just can't be canceled.
It's terrible though. But
I think cancel culture is fading out.
You don't think that's the thing anymore?
I think cancel culture is fading out. I think that they tried to cancel a couple people like Kanye West and it didn't work and it just lost steam after that. It's kind of like the Me Too movement. They tried certain ideas and then it just kind of faded out.
But you do have
because people started realizing it was weaponized.
Yeah.
A lot of these cancelizations and things were weaponized and not really organic.
You got to rebrand, though. Every time you get canceled, you kind of do have to rebrand and kind of figure out a new lane. Even when the whole thing with Kevin Hart came out, I think he tweeted some bad stuff about gay people, homosexuals.
I think he couldn't do a war show.
Yeah, and they removed him from doing, I believe, the Emmys. And he kind of had to figure out, what his new lane was. And he had the thing with the cold tubs and kind of trying to figure out, where else he kind of fit in the media space. So people are so quick to judge instead of kind of consuming the material for what it really is supposed to be. It's relief for people. I don't understand why she saw it as such an attack on whatever. It wasn't because then that's how we joke too. That's how people get on you. I've heard worse things from people who didn't mean to offend me than the people that I know who are telling jokes on me.
Right.
So I don't understand where it comes from. I hope she's fun
just trying to get in the media. Yeah. They weren't really picking up on her any other kind of way, so she needed to stir the media up.
She made good music. I hope she stick to that.
Hey,
because she obviously can't judge comedy.
Obviously I got a lot of time on her hands to make this up because this is just stuff that's on the streaming.
Just nonsense.
These people are no longer in their prime.
Mm-hmm. So, but people got to live with it either way.
All right, Glenn. I appreciate you for coming through with the Pop Culture Report.
As always.
Truth Nation, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources. They have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
You're listening to the new 101.7 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. As tariffs go into effect, Wisconsin Aluminum Foundry says they are starting to see a decline in business. CEO Sachin Shivram explains how domestic companies are being impacted.
Primary aluminum is something that's always going to be imported into the United States, no matter what kind of tariffs you put on whatever it is. And so by the tariffs, what they've done is they've increased the cost of a key input material for us.
Shivram says he had to fire 200 people because of low demand. Storm anxiety after major flooding. Mental health expert Kelly Keel says the flood may have left behind emotional damages.
To have struggles such as having stomach aches for anxiety, so being able to talk to someone in a safe space and be able to process through experiencing trauma-informed care, perhaps cognitive behavioral therapy, to really work through those feelings and improve your mind-body awareness so that when your body is feeling that way, you can learn how to better cope with how to manage those symptoms.
Keel recommends sticking to a routine and taking a break from social media, along with seeing a therapist. Milwaukee police are looking for 2 suspects who sprayed a Milwaukee County Transit System bus driver with pepper spray. It happened on July 27th near South 27th Street and Holt Avenue on Milwaukee's south side. Police say the suspects got into a verbal argument with the bus driver and then used pepper spray on the driver before fleeing on foot. The suspects are described as 2 black females between the ages of 18 and 19. Wisconsin U.S. Representative Scott Fitzgerald is calling on the Trump administration to make an emergency declaration as southeast Wisconsin continues to recover from the floods. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports Fitzgerald made the ask to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, on Monday. Also Monday, Governor Tony Evers declared a state of emergency for the region. The president must declare disaster to trigger federal response and allow agencies like FEMA to step in and allocate resources. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I want to talk about this situation with Sha'Carri Richardson for a second. If I want to, open up the lines, I want to open up the lines just to get a perspective here. just to get a perspective, I'll say this. If men are being abused, are they looked at differently if they report the abuse? If men are involved, are they, if they report it, that they've been abused, is it looked at different? Because I want to get this out here, because I had a thing where I said that a lot of times domestic violence against men don't even go report it. Also, I also said that rape with men, a lot of people don't think men can get raped. But it does happen, but I don't think it gets reported. So do men look weak for calling and reporting a domestic situation on the woman? Because with this situation with Sha'Carri Richardson, it seems like a lot of people are willing to forgive her for shoving him in the airport. The police arrested her. He didn't press charges. And life goes on. But when you see male ideas of doing certain things, then you see that face plastered all over the news, in a certain way, when it comes to me. And so if you are a male, and I don't know, maybe it ain't no males out here that's being domestically abused by women. Maybe they just remain quiet, DJ Brother Z. Do you think it's men out here that get domestically abused by women and they just let it go? They just keep it moving?
Yeah, probably every day.
And so it just leads me to believe our men looked at a certain way if they come out and say, I've been domestically abused. Would you believe it? Because sometimes the man looks strong. Look, how you getting beat up? But I'm going to tell you right now, it's some women that can throw them hands, DJ Brother Z. I done been in some situations where I had to break up a woman from beating up a man. She was upset with him, but them hands was coming like Muhammad Ali. Them hands was coming. So I believe that there are aggressive ideas where women many times will abuse people emotionally as well. See, I'll say this. I've dealt with a lot of domestic ideas when it comes to helping women out of domestic situations. But very few times, a very rare time that a guy called me, he started out like he was embarrassed to even call me about it, to talk to me about it. Because he felt like it made him look weak. But with this situation with Sha'Carri Richardson and her boyfriend Christian, who's an athlete as well, he played the high road and he didn't press charges, and they're continuing to work on the situation together. But I need y'all to call in 833-212-1017, because there's a lot of men listening to this show right now that may have been abused, that may have been handled rough, but they ain't say nothing. And it's a lot of women that don't understand that they can actually abuse a person by the verbal as well. It has the same negative effect on the mind as if it was a female being abused by a male. So I want to know, is a man weak if he decided to say, hey, I'm being domestically abused? Because usually they just leave and just, they take it. Mark in the chat says, verbal abuse. Women verbally abuse men. But I need to hear something. I need to hear somebody right now. There's a lot of brothers out there that probably got slapped while I'm talking right now during the show. And they listening. And the girl sitting there listening. She may feel justified because maybe she felt like she was wronged by the male. We got Kay on the lines. Kay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Blessings, Kay. Does he look weak?
I'm not gonna say he looks weak, but it's not a good look. It's to me, it's not a good look. But I wouldn't say that he's weak. Some men just don't want to hit a chick. Some just be like, they don't even look at it as abuse. They just be like, she tripping, whatever.
Right.
So, but I don't think it's them being weak.
I mean, so when a woman hits a man, should he pick up the phone and call the police, or should he just leave?
He should leave. I would say leave for sure.
So if a man punches a woman in the face, should she call 911 or should she just leave?
Yeah, she probably want to. Both of them probably want to do both.
Hey,
I'm gonna be both of them probably want to do both, and I say that just so that they can have record of the abuse. Period. 911. If it ain't that serious of a thing, just call the police and make a police report. But for sure, leave, because they push you today, they knocking you on the floor tomorrow.
Right. I think that once you start going down the path of physical abuse,
absolutely, mental as well.
Mental abuse. It can erode somebody to the point where it could just create a negative effect on their life.
Absolutely. Mental, physically, emotionally, all of that. It all starts. Just the minute it starts, the minute he or she raises their voice at you, the minute they call themselves flinching, the minute they can't control their emotions, it's just a down. It's a spiral.
So
like the little avalanche, a little snowball.
Should the brother speak out?
Why not?
In this situation, because a lot of brothers gonna hold it in.
Why not? And I mean, if you really love this chick, her family will probably be the first people you talk to, like her mom or dad, depending on what her relationship is. But definitely find somebody that's close to her and be like, I just got a couple questions for you. I love my girl, love my guy, but I'm seeing X, Y, and Z. Hopefully they'll be able to find somebody they can confide in within that. But if you already know he or she is coming from a broken home, foundation already tore up, don't even waste your time. Bye-bye.
I got
Bye-bye.
you. Hey, it's time to roll.
Because you asking for people, you asking for baggage that you're not equipped to handle. B, you don't know anything about it, period. And C, you just asking for trouble. Like, you can't even even before I was married, any male species that I dealt with, they couldn't raise their voice at me. My father has never raised his voice at me, and I am 49 years old. My father has never touched me. I've never been hit by my father. So if my daddy didn't hit me, you can best believe can't no other man on this earth hit me either. It starts when they're little. You teach them when they're young, especially the men. They don't understand your daughter. You are your daughter's first love. You teach her what it is to be loved, how to be loved, and what to look for in a man in regards to love. If she's not getting any of that from the man that's supposed to love her from jump, it's a wrap. You got to be careful when you out here dating. You got to research not just the people, their family, where they come from, how they feel about their mama, how they feel about their daddy. It's a host of things. Not all that fun stuff. That fun stuff gonna come regardless. But you better do your homework. You can't no male I deal with in my life holler at me. You just can't.
All right, Kay. Like I said, this is one of those things when you be in a relationship and y'all supposed to be in love, but y'all blackening each other out. Y'all swinging at the eyeball. Y'all trying to hit each other in the nose. I don't know. 1649 says she's going to call his PO. This is a threat that has been a common theme in Milwaukee manhood issues. Counselor Ken. I'm just saying, Counselor Ken. Counselor Ken, look, he counseled this. He do the counseling. He said once it get domestic and he on parole, she gonna call the PO. And he gonna be out the door. I need some men that had to deal with abuse to call him, because right now, this is what we're talking about. We talked about domestic abuse. I brought women on this show talking about domestic abuse and how to deal with it. But I don't think I ever talked about the men until the Sha'Carri Richardson situation happened, where the brother stepped back and said, okay, he's not going to press charges and he's going to keep it moving, and this is going viral. So this is the perfect time to talk about it. Brother Love. How you doing, Brother Love?
Oh, what's up, Tory, man? How you doing?
Blessings, brother. Have you ever been domestically abused?
No, I never been rejected. I never went through an abusive situation, but I have, even growing up, one time my sister pulled a knife on me, and I took it. I was like 13. And when I got like 37, I was in a relationship. It was going good. We living together, and I'm laying in the bed. Next thing, she comes to the door with the knife. I instantly jump up and take it. But I took it, and then I threw her in the bed, put her arms behind her back, twisted them, and I made love to her, and she was crying.
What?
Yes. I twisted her arms behind her back. I made love to her. She started crying.
Hold on.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then but you have to be careful, man. When they pull them knives on you, that ain't no invitation for you to get gangster. You gotta nip that situation in the bud. And baby, look, I'm sorry. Let's make up. You know what I do. So that ain't no time for you. Yes. So yes, handle that situation with grace, brother.
Okay, that's powerful. I guess how are they trying to handle it? And when you talk about. Not really a city girl. But what I'm saying is men handle it, domestic abuse, differently. Because it's an ego thing. You can't go to work and say, I got beat up by my girl. Hey, now men might look at you like, okay, well, you might be a little soft, a little spongy. I don't know. It's just a double standard in this situation as well. I'm going to take one more call before we run the break. Black Conscious, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. How you doing,
Brother Love. I don't think they're going to look at it. I don't think we're going to look at another man different, because we can relate to that in some form or fashion. Now, I haven't had a situation where it was domestic. Yeah, we have our verbal spats and all that. But a lot of men won't call because they're living off these young ladies.
Oh, wow.
Homeless. Once she gets out of jail and puts you out. So you got to, that is consideration why we take such physical abuse and whatever else we're getting from her to maintain or live. So take that in consideration.
Hey.
But I haven't had one that I had to call the cops, but I have put a few restraining orders out to stop damaging
because they were stalking
my property. You know, Brother Conscious was a little too loose. It got caught up with one too many.
Oh, wow.
And found out. So, I brought that on myself.
They put the sugar in your gas tank.
And all of that. 2 eggs at the door and all of that. A whole dozen of eggs at the door. Coming up to the job, acting reckless. So
oh, wow. Trying to get you fired.
Restraining order. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's some shenanigans.
I've heard guys tell me that women, when they got mad at them, they would try to come up to their job and get them
they ain't
fired.
Gonna try, brother. It's not a try. They will break out all means. They're hurt. They're hurt by what you did, and sometimes we don't go the right way about it. Just apologize and mend their hearts and leave it alone. See, we want to toy with them. We want to bring them along, and vice versa. But we're the biggest ones on doing that and thinking, ain't nothing gonna happen from it until it turns ugly. So we have to be mindful of feelings because our feelings get hurt too. But I don't think, a lot of times, you go check to another man, he going to give you some advice, but he ain't going to look at you soft.
Right.
Unless, you coming in with plugs if your hair pulled out. and you talk about something, I still love her.
Right.
Bro, I don't think that is the opposite of the Ike Turner love.
Wow.
But yeah, good topic, brother. Good topic.
Hey.
Live righteous, Milwaukee. Hey, just say you're sorry when you're doing wrong.
Apologize.
There you go. Peace, King.
That's what's up. Hey, look, when we come back, we got Blake on the lines. We got Eddie on the lines. We got some talk to text, and we got people going crazy in the chat as usual. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
August is Black Business Month, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Associated Bank to celebrate the excellence of Black-owned businesses in our community. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black businesses. And this is why me, your girl Noni Juice, will be hosting a Black Business Spotlight Show on Tuesday, August 26th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I will spotlight 3 locally owned Black businesses and tell their story of success. Whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 21st from noon to 3 p.m. at Manpower Group, located at 100 Manpower Place. This event occurs in collaboration with Hip Hop Week. To register, visit joindcmke.com and choose the option to create your profile here. Completion of your profile is necessary to attend this event. Representatives from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by Council members Russell W. Stamper II and Robert Bauman. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Manpower Group, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now to August 31st, 2025. See official contest rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, these people ain't clout. People love clout. Everybody running their mouth. Clubhouse. Step my kiss to his spout. I'm tryna hold out. Treating it just like a drop. Pay me the full amount. I see millions and billions. These rest for my well-being. I take my girl to go skiing, cause she called. I'm whipping a European. I'm picking up cash in. My name got baby within. Hand is gold. Gonna walk in like a tall man, show 'em all my growth. Got light tan, got brown skin, got garage, you know. G5, take it back off, we bored in the flight. Take it back, young one, been playing with rap games all of his life. I'm having my way from working that day and grinding through nights. come tap back in, but keep my spaces hotter than right. Gonna work the day as a travel day, mighty tonight. When I work the day, I cannot.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We talking about male abuse. I guess men being abused domestically, and are they looked at differently when they try to report it, or do they even report it? I know some men, they didn't got the oops upside their head and just kept it moving. What they say, they just counted their lumps and kept it moving. You know, a lot of that go unreported. We gonna head to the lines. Blake, how you doing, brother Blake?
What's the word?
Hey, we trying to figure out if men who are being domestically abused, are they actually coming forward? Is it actually being reported, or are they just keeping it moving?
Well, for one, I don't want to hear this is a woman-based state. If somebody put their hands on you, you suffer the hard consequences. All depends who you put your hands on. Like with me, I'm a girl dad. My mama got 12 sisters. I watch all my aunties go through their relationships with my uncles that they got.
Yeah, when I was younger, I seen all of that too. That's why I fight against it.
Right, so I'm trying to figure out how a man have a baby by another woman, and it ain't always, you know, the sneaking and the creeping. Sometimes things happen. So what with me was, just give me a second. I'm going to teach y'all something. I have children by 3 different women. And I spent 18 years with one group. With my first 2 kids, I spent 18 years with this other lady. And I got kids by her. And then the third one, I never knew I had a son. So our relationship wasn't as tight. My first relationship was like puppy love, 17, 19, all the way to like 22, 23, 24. Mm-hmm. So when I got like 20, 25, 26, right after I got shot up in 2000, when I was met by other women, my attitude was different. But I've never been a woman beater. I don't fight women. My sister and I, we 14 months apart. I taught her how to be tough. Now, she a beast, and my daughters are too, my niece are too. But as far as men and their receptiveness to women when it's aggressive, I've never lived off a woman. I've been fortunate enough to have women take care of me, but I've never been in a situation, if I live with them or I have my own house, I never needed that person. So as far as like putting your hands on me, don't put what you don't want on you. And when you call them people, they laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? My people had a city house, so I really didn't want my kids in danger, so I would leave. She put my hands on me one time after the baby, after Aiden was born. And now when they look at the picture, they be like, Dad, why was my mama finger like that? I said, ask your mama. Oh, you know, wow. She grabbed me up in my shirt and tried to argue with me and ripped my shirt. Her finger snapped off her hand and went down in her hand, the palm of her hand. So I'm like, dude, you just tried to kick me and everything. I'm like, dude, I'm a child of God. Leave me alone. Anything come to me and I haven't done nothing to deserve, it's going to come back on you 444 immediately. So as soon as she grabbed me and we was talking, I'm like, dude, man, go on with that. Pop, snap, foul. And I went over to my auntie house. We talked things down. She's like, I find either be there or don't be there. But it's optional to any person that's in their own sound mind and body to put their hands on people. People know better. Just like they out here shooting these guns. They only take pounds of pressure to pop a. You know, you gotta have it on top. You gotta have it off safety, and you gotta push that pressure to get that bullet out that hole. The fist is the same thing. A slap is the same thing. A scratch is the same thing. A word is the same thing.
Oh wow. Hey. Like I said, he's trying to tell you from a man perspective. I mean, it's one of those things where somebody told me don't put your hands on nobody because you don't want nobody to put their hands on you. And I've always said that if I had to even think about physical with somebody that I'm supposed to be with, I'm not talking to you no more. Because now my defense mechanisms are not to protect us, it's to protect myself from you. So I'm not doing that. How can I protect you and our family and whatever we trying to do, and I got to protect myself from you? That don't make no sense. So I ain't even trying to make it make sense. So I got a rule. If I got to get aggressive with somebody, I'm not doing it. Because, you know, our job is to protect each other, not to stress each other, not in that way. We got Eddie on the lines. Eddie, how you doing?
I know that ain't who I think it is. Good day, Tory, Lowe. Good day, Zach. How you folks doing?
Hey, how you doing, Eddie? What do you think?
I'm doing
Have
good.
you ever been abused by a female? Have you ever been beat up by a woman?
I wouldn't say beat up. I would say half of all the chicks before I was, let's say, 45, like under 45 that I've dated, and I've dated dozens and dozens and dozens of chicks, Tory.
Mm-hmm.
Half of them have hit me. At least half
What
of
you
them.
mean?
Okay.
What you mean? Hit you in the
half
face?
Of them
tried
hit
to
me.
fight
There's
you?
something about me that drives chicks nuts. That's all there's
And
to it.
you
can
the
ask the
common
girls.
denominator in all of this, so I'm trying to figure out why.
Tory, that's like blaming the Jews for the Holocaust, okay? They were there, but not quite at fault for it, okay?
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm the victim, Tory,
There we
and
go.
I want to point out the double standard in this. The double standard is a chick can do to a guy whatever she wants. If a guy and a girl get in an argument, she can call a guy a couple of swear words like the D word and the P word, Tory. But if you were to call them the C word, they flip out. No, you can't do that. But they can do it to us. They can talk about how short we are, even though they're 5'2", our anatomy, our reproductive organs, our pocketbook. They can do whatever they want. But if a guy does it back to them, they go, "What a cad." Do you hear the way he talks about women? Women get away with murder. They can touch you. I've had girls come up to me at bars and touch my package. I didn't even know their name. Absolutely. I could take a lie detector test. But I'm telling you, Tory, if a guy did that to a girl, he'd be in jail. He'd be on the predators list. His reputation would be ruined. Women get to do whatever they want. They talk about equality, equal, but not when it comes to this stuff. And the law supports them. In 2017, Tory, I was seeing this chick. She was a tomcat, Tory, but she had a smoking body. So I gave her a chance to date me. Well, I guess it all caught up to me because she was crazy, okay? But because of her body, I was willing to kind of work with her a little bit, right?
Oh, work on her.
And this chick was both. Yes, Tory, yes. So I had to, one night she assaulted me. She took a Mountain Dew and poured it all over my dashboard in a truck that's, probably a $50,000 truck. Threw my brand new cell phone out the window, cracked it up, took a cigarette, burnt me with it. So I don't do anything about it. I don't do anything about it so that I don't get into some kind of domestic violence situation. I go to the police station. I say, here is her name. Here is where she lives. This is what she did to me. And the cop wouldn't file a complaint. And I go, what are you talking about? What if I did this as a man to her? He goes, you probably go to jail for 8 years. You get out in 6.5.
Oh, wow.
I go, well, hold it. What about equality? What about all this equal stuff? He goes, we just don't charge women. And if you try to get a restraining order against women, and I've done it a couple times, they don't give it to you. They give you the temporary one. But if a guy does 1/10 of what a woman does, a woman could go, I was in the same room with Eddie, and I've never had a restraining order on me, but I was in the same room with Eddie, and he sneezed, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Bam! Restraining order. They give these things out to guys like candy. I've seen some of my friends who are the nicest guys on earth would never wouldn't hurt a fly, get them, because their wife just set it up.
Oh, wow.
So there is an equality. When women say, oh, equal, we want to be equal, no, they don't. They get away with murder. They falsely accuse guys of rape, falsely accuse men of sexual harassment, and then when it's found out that the woman's lying, nothing happens. Nothing happens to the woman who's lied and put the guy in jail for 7 years. They get away with murder, and if they truly want to be equal, they should have to pay the price just like the men have to, Tory. Tory, on that note, I got to go. I'm painting a bathroom for some people in Fox Point. I'll be listening to the show. Say bye to Zach for me, Tory. Bye-bye.
All right. Oh, wow. When we come back, we got some talk to text. We got some chat. We got some callers on the lines. We got some smoke on the lines. When we get back, we're going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. I don't know what I just heard, but stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Oh, bro.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Brewers beat the Pirates 14-0, extending their win streak to 11. One more game until free burgers.
3-2 pitch to Freeland. And a fly ball to right. This is hit well. Back is Reynolds. Track, gone! Sal Freeland goes big fly for the 9th time this year. And the Brewers lead it 1-0.
Brewers remain the hottest team in the MLB with a record of 75-44, leading the NL Central by 7.5 games. Packers quarterback Jordan Love is having surgery on his left thumb, but is expected back for the regular season. The next preseason game is Saturday at noon. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
She a G6, lot of pretty women, I'm a big pusher. With a liquor, with a hookah.
I want the south side, hey, I want the north side, hey, I want the east side, hey, I want the west side.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Truth Nation, please join our third annual True Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Admission to the True Family Fest is absolutely free. Great place to have fun while celebrating with family and friends. There's amazing food, good music, and the opportunity to win big prizes, including backpacks for the kids. So make sure you save the date for our third annual True Family Fest on Saturday, August 3rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. True Family Fest is presented by Crash Course Driver Education Center and U.S. Cellular. Also sponsored by Milwaukee Area Technical College, Landmark Credit Union, U.S. Bank, Milwaukee Public Schools, Gruber Law Office, Big Frog Educators Credit Union, and Riverside University High School. Hey, the question of the day is, men being abused, do they report it? Do they just walk away? Are they looked at as weak if they do dial 911, DJ Brother Z, after getting the oops upside your head? I don't know. I'm asking Truth Nation. We got White Widow on the lines. White Widow, how you doing?
Man, I don't know. My stomach hurts. It's like I got to follow Eddie. He was so off the wall today. It sounds like he wants to get spanked by a strong woman in leather with a nice little whip at the end. That's exactly what he's begging for. How can you be so outrageous and everybody know your stories are bull, Eddie?
Oh, wow.
So you get it in such a direction about women these days. Oh, Eddie, I think, you know what, Eddie, if you tell the truth, I promise you, Tory will still like you.
Hey.
I swear to God. You tell the truth sometimes, Eddie. But, man, when you embellish, why do you hate women so much? And you had the pick of the crop. Boy, oh, boy, Eddie, I tell you, you must be a hard man to please. Ooh, Eddie. Anyways. But, okay, I'm going to talk about this. If a man's smart, he will call on a domestic because cops are getting keen. These women out here can be wild, trust me. And also the man who gets called on, like my brother, Teflon John, rest in peace. My life. I mean, the other side of my bookends, my husband was on one side. He was on the other. I was a novel. And he was 4 years younger, but man, he was a Marine, 22 years, marksman, medals, a gunny. And, they were mad because he was Teflon John. He got arrested 13 times, convicted once, right? No violence.
Oh, wow.
No violence, never hit a woman. But the fact of the matter is that they got him, and they swatted that house. He didn't hit nobody. He was home alone. His ex-wife just called. They swatted him. He was they put him on his knees. He said, it's my fault. They said, we don't care. And he had to drop it and smash it. But trust me, I mean, it depends upon if they look up your record and see who you are. So if you got a domestic violence or if you had any type of, training in that type of arts, trust me, they're going to take you real serious. So, yeah, poor Eddie. Poor Eddie. I wish I could put on an apron for you, Eddie, and make you some cupcakes. Anyways, I got to go, right?
Oh, wow. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real says, we men go through and endure a lot. He also goes on to say, I'd been smacked, cracked, and popped. Sha'Carri and all, but never Left Eye or Angela Bassett. He never got nothing burnt up. Never got nothing burnt up. But what I'm saying is these are the conversations we got to have because, men are suffering in silence as well. And when it comes to domestic, they're usually looked at as the perpetrator. When it comes to domestic, if you close your eyes right now and you think about domestic violence, you think about a man doing it or beating on a woman or mistreating a female. But very seldom do you envision a female abusing, emotionally abusing, physically abusing the man. So here go with Sha'Carri Richardson, and I'm looking in some of the comments on what they're saying about her situation. And a lot of women are chiming in and say, once you get into a physical situation with somebody, it's hard to pull out of it, So it's better for, a guy to leave because it's tough once it gets to that point of physical, when the female is actually being physical. I don't know, because I always say when I deal with many years of just domestic situations, I even dealt with, LGBTQ type abuse where it was two men, in a relationship and they was abusing each other. I had to deal with that. And two women that were dating each other that was domestic and they were fighting each other. So I've had to deal with all the different areas, but very seldom do I get a man. I got one guy that, about a couple years ago. And basically, I told him to call the police. If she's trying to stab you, she's trying to beat on you and things like that, call the cops. Why are you calling me? Why are you reaching out to me? You might get stabbed trying to reach out to me. You need to leave, first of all. And so it was just one of those things where I heard how he was trying to keep it off the radar because sometimes people be in love. And maybe like Liz Brown said, it's becoming where, hurt people, then they make up to break up. They break up just to make up. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. Some people will just argue just so they can make up. Or they'll get an attitude so later on they can get some gratitude. That's what, it's a real thing. Toxic. Poisonous, But if you a male out there, and you can remain anonymous before the show is over with. You can remain anonymous, but if you was being abused, how did you handle it? Did you call the police? Did you walk away? Did you press charges? Or did you handle it? Did you go back? Did it turn you into a person that you didn't want to be? I'm interested. If Sha'Carri Richardson was not conformed to this world like most black women are, she would have not done it in the first place. Hey, Christopher in the chat. Also, Christopher has something interesting to say. He said that a woman will grab the steering wheel while the man is driving if she is upset in her feelings to her man. What? Hey, grab the steering wheel while y'all riding down the street? I don't know. Hey, that sounds pretty wild, DJ Brother Z. If y'all women, if y'all ever hit a man, I mean, y'all can be anonymous. I know everybody listening on the radio, maybe call in and be anonymous and tell me what the outcome was. How did he react? Maybe you beat him up physically. Then later when y'all made up, he took it out on you in that way, Maybe in the after hours he came back and took it out on you that way. I don't know. I was going to say something. But look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, my name is Noor, and I am proud to be a Riverside University High School Tiger. As a rising sophomore, I am excited to get involved in many opportunities. RUHS offers like advanced placement classes, sports, and student council. But what I love about Riverside most is that Riverside University High School makes everyone feel welcome and provides students with lots of opportunities. On Saturday, August 23rd, from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, join us at Riverside for the Truth Family Fest. We will have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors. See you there.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 14th from noon to 3 p.m. at 2 locations. Visit us at Jackson Park, Picnic Area 2, located at 3500 West Forest Home Avenue, and at the Basilica of St. Josephat, located at 2333 South 6th Street. Vendors from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food, and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by Common Council President Jose G. Perez and Alderwoman Jocasta Zamaripa. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For over 10 years, Crash Course has helped new drivers thrive, proudly serving Southeast Wisconsin with integrity, innovation, and a commitment to safety. They offer programs for both teens and adults led by state-licensed, safety-focused instructors. With flexible school-based pickup in communities across Southeast Wisconsin, Crash Course makes getting started simple and stress-free. Crash Course, the best choice driving school, trusted by thousands. Visit crashcoursewi.com to enroll today.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Westside, Bankhead. They want from. Where you from? Everything y'all did. What it is? It been done. My true game, my shoe game. You can't touch that. Tell how to buy fuck me. No, fuck that bitch. That bitch. That bitch. Tell how to buy fuck me. Nah, fuck that bitch.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Hey, look, we've been talking about domestic abuse, but we're talking about men and men being domestically abused because of the story that's out there about Sha'Carri Richardson shoving her boyfriend in the airport on camera, being arrested, then coming around and apologizing. And it seems like a lot of people feel that it's a double standard when it comes to domestics, when it comes to men being the ones that are causing the domestic abuse, than when it's a woman on a man. So I just wanted to throw that out there and talk about it today because it's in the algorithm. But I think that many times we got to have a discussion. Many times a lot of people assume that people will not abuse them or not bring harm to them because they decided to be in a relationship, but that's further from the truth. I tell you this, you gotta make sure that y'all have an understanding before you go into a relationship. And you know, when you start fresh and you say, hey, look, this is what I believe, this is what you believe, and you gotta have some boundaries up, because you can just be dating and you don't know if they actually, you know, their past history of dating, or if there was any physical abuse or verbal abuse in it. And so after the honeymoon phase, you might find out, DJ Brother Z. And then trauma. You don't know what the trauma is. That's why I say I wasn't around when you was dealing with them other people. But this is how we gonna conduct ourselves right here. I'm gonna establish order up top. Then we can go from there. And then if you don't like it, then God bless you. I don't got, you ain't got time for all of that. But you got to make your boundaries clear. Like I say, no abuse and no being reckless, calling each other out our names like that, because that could go down a dark slope. It could hit a lot of triggers. It could end up exploding, and sometimes it's when you least expect it. So you got to have them guards up. You got to have some ground rules. Kind of like, any game that you play, they got the ground rules. And then if you do something outside the ground rules, it's a violation or it's a technical foul or you can't do certain things. You got to have that for your life as well. You got to have ground rules, and you got to set them ground rules. And I think a lot of people don't like setting ground rules. They like to go with the flow. Well, what if the flow goes somewhere that you ain't trying to flow? And then you say, okay, well, I'm going to lead that. No, sometimes your feelings and emotions get so tangled up with and especially if you say I love you, and then you start getting into that space. And then when the beating and the verbal abuse come, it takes a while to unattach. Or you just keep it moving because you may like that person. You may really like that person. But you got to have the ground rules established. And then you work from there. And when you don't have no ground rules and don't have no standards of how you're going to operate, anything can happen. Anything can happen. A lot of people are functioning without any ground rules for their own personal life. And I always tell people, establish rules. Like, I'm not finna do this. Make sure that y'all establish, because when you get older and older, people pick up a lot of isms and schisms and this belief and that belief. So how are y'all going to operate in this space together? You got to establish some ground rules. And then once you establish the ground rules, then you can move forward and be productive. Or if that person doesn't want to follow the ground rules that you established for yourself, then you know to move on, and they know to move on too. Ain't no confusion. I told you up front, so it ain't no problem. Not Really a City Girl says, once the boundaries are crossed, let the relationship go. Yes, because I told you I wasn't going to take this, so that means that they don't care. I told you this is how I was going to operate. You told me how you want to operate. Now that you know that I'm not going to go so far and I got set boundaries and you break those boundaries, now it's time to move on. Ain't no question at that point, because now you don't care about the boundaries I set in the beginning. That's easy. We don't have to go through all this extra or assuming. We can make it plain. That's why a lot of people don't like rules and discipline, because they undisciplined. They just want to do whatever they feel like doing. Okay. Well, here we go. But it can get tricky. And you never know the background or how people deal with frustration or how they deal with actually resolve. So you got to have those boundaries up. You got to have those boundaries up. I'll tell you this, DJ Brother Z. I see a lot of people that take a lot of unnecessary verbal abuse and physical abuse, and they probably think it's love. But nobody in their right mind would think that if you punch me in the face that I love you. I don't know. That's just Tory Lowe. I said that because I feel that way. But in the end, can it be worked out? I think so. I think if y'all both willing to work it out, but if it's continually happening and consistent, then no, I don't think it's going to work out. Hey, look, when we come back, we got to get back home because Governor Evers issued a state of emergency for the state of Wisconsin. We're going to talk about it when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Maya is always on the move. And so is her money. Buy this here, deposit that there. She and her money are a lot to keep track of. Good thing Maya banks with Landmark Credit Union and uses their amazing mobile app. Maya checks her balance, deposits checks, pays bills, even transfers money between friends. So while Maya is coming and going, she can see her funds coming, going, and, best of all, growing. Landmark Credit Union. Banking made easy. Insured by NCUA.
You know what? And the best part of my day, man, while I'm at work listening to you guys got the best chemistry together. And Ben, you are a fool. Niggas in canoes, that had me rolling, man. I spilled my coffee and everything. But you know what, man? Y'all bring the sunshine to the rain, man. God bless you guys. Keep it up. That's why I listen every day.
Come get your drop of juice. Listen to Jammin' with Juice every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
The Wisconsin Doulas of Color Collective and Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin are working together to care for you and your whole family before, during, and after pregnancy and through all stages of life. Did you know Black women and birthing people in Wisconsin are 2.5 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes? Black Lives Matter. That's why this partnership matters. Visit widocc.org and ppwi.org/healthy families to make an appointment today.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. As tariffs go into effect, Wisconsin Aluminum Foundry says they are starting to see a decline in business. CEO Sachin Shivram explains how domestic companies are being impacted.
Primary aluminum is something that's always going to be imported into the United States, no matter what kind of tariffs we put on whatever it is. And so by the tariffs, what they've done is they've increased the cost of a key input material for us.
Shivram says he had to fire 200 people because of low demand. Storm anxiety after major flooding. Mental health expert Kelly Keel says the flood may have left behind emotional damages.
To have struggles such as having stomach aches for anxiety. So being able to talk to someone in a safe space and be able to process through experiencing trauma-informed care, perhaps cognitive behavioral therapy, to really work through those feelings and improve your mind-body awareness so that when your body is feeling that way, you can learn how to better cope with how to manage those symptoms.
Keel recommends sticking to a routine and taking a break from social media, along with seeing a therapist. Milwaukee police are looking for 2 suspects who sprayed a Milwaukee County Transit System bus driver with pepper spray. It happened on July 27th near South 27th Street and Holt Avenue on Milwaukee's south side. Police say the suspects got into a verbal argument with the bus driver and then used pepper spray on the driver before fleeing on foot. The suspects are described as 2 black females between the ages of 18 and 19. Wisconsin U.S. Representative Scott Fitzgerald is calling on the Trump administration to make an emergency declaration as southeast Wisconsin continues to recover from the floods. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reports Fitzgerald made the ask to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, on Monday. Also Monday, Governor Tony Evers declared a state of emergency for the region. The president must declare disaster to trigger federal response and allow agencies like FEMA to step in and allocate resources. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready, we ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And Governor Evers declares a state of emergency in Wisconsin following flash flooding. And I'll say this, when we talk about the aftermath, you gotta worry about the mold. That is a serious thing, especially for elders. So if you got an elder out there and you know that they're alone and you probably need to check on them, or somebody that's disabled that had the flood and they're still in the facility. You got to start worrying about if these certain things are not being taken care of, or if things are not dried out correctly, the mold issues that happen when things are flooded. So Governor Evers have declared a state of emergency. We have some video on this. If you're watching this rebroadcast live, let's listen.
Continue to run high and fast across southeast Wisconsin. Susan Kim is in Wauwatosa, further down the Menominee River. That river finally starting to recede from the levels we saw yesterday. Susan also has a guest with her this evening.
Steve, thanks very much. Yes, we're down in Wauwatosa assessing the damage along the Menominee River, and Governor Tony Evers and a contingent of state and local officials just arrived here on scene to take a look at the damage themselves, and he's joining me live now to talk about what he's seen. Governor, appreciate your time today. How would you describe the damage that you've seen so far?
It's extraordinary, but again, Wisconsinites do such a great job when it comes to situations like this, whether it's any of the emergency management people, the National Guard, the local police, the local firefighters. It's significant. This is where I started this conversation today, but we'll be looking at some other places in town just to assess what's going on, but really encouraging people to make that assessment locally, so that 211 is the phone number. People can talk about and put in what they view is their damages.
Yeah, we've heard so much from people. I mean, they're flooded basements, thousands of dollars per, in many cases per each family. Right. What is the likelihood that there might be some sort of a state emergency funding available to these victims?
That's why this assessment is so important. That's what we have to make sure everybody's safe, and that's our first priority. And so far we have nobody died, no major injuries. So that part of it's good, but we have to take the time to do the assessment. That assessment will include how much money it has cost individuals and the state, and we'll get that information in.
Is the fact that it's not as serious, perhaps, with no fatalities, does that weigh into whether emergency funding or a declaration of emergency at the state level will be provided?
No, and that provision really is around the federal government, and hopefully their help will be, not hopefully, that their help will be needed. Clearly there's lots of damage, but the good news is there's no damage as it relates to human life, and that's important.
So we're live on the 6 o'clock newscast right now. So for people who are watching whose basements are flooded and they're just at their wits' end with this, what would you tell them to comfort them?
Well, we're real hopeful that over the next couple of days we'll be able to get an assessment. They need to do whatever they can to make sure that they understand how important it is to inform local people, emergency management folks, 211, what the cost is. They need some sort of assessment on that, and from that point we can work with the federal government and hopefully get some help.
All right, Governor Tony Evers, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you've been spending time talking to people.
This is a huge concern with the community, especially those that need assistance. I had somebody just hit me up, and y'all can do me a favor, Truth Nation. this is the text that I got. It said, are there any resources hiring to clean out a clean out crew for my elderly disabled mother's basement? I guess they're looking for a clean out crew. Is anybody doing any clean outs? Hit me up if you know anybody that's doing any clean outs. This is for a disabled mother, a removal from the stuff that's in the basement. Please contact, actually give me the number and I can hook them up, or we can just call in and let everybody know that you're doing any kind of removal from the flood, or how, if any resources are out here. I was looking around. I think the U-Haul said that they had emergency storage units. I seen some brothers trying to pump the water. We actually got an article on the brother that was out here moving around. He was at the state of emergency last night, trying to talk about and discuss some of his efforts in the city and how he's trying to help out. And his name was Montreal Kane. He's talking about, he was talking about all of his efforts during the flood. But I'll say this. That mold is nothing to play with. Plus, I had a situation where a baby had died and the family thought it was due to the black mold in the house. But there's no laws in the state of Wisconsin when it comes to mold, or, dying from mold, or if the landlord, the house has mold in it. I don't think it's any laws that kind of have any type of protection. Like if you got a flood and you're renting and the mold is in the basement and you breathing it in, that is a health hazard. But if there's any resources, or anybody know any resources that's doing removal ideas, especially for the disabled, especially for a lot of the elderly right now, hit me up, 833-212-1017, or hit me up on the Talk to Text, or hit me up in the chat. Or for those that are resourceful, look up something and let me know. Send it in the Talk to Text, send it in the chat. We got TK on the lines. TK, how you doing? CK?
Yeah, CK. How you doing, Tory Lowe?
How you doing, CK?
Doing well, brother. Blessed and highly favored, man. Nice to talk to you.
Blessings.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to address was this is a huge issue. These basements been flooded out, and one of the bigger issues are the HVAC systems, like the heaters and the water heaters. Those pilot lights get put out. I got a friend. He has an HVAC. He has an HVAC company. He says he's so busy going into people's basements and getting those heating systems back up, because we're not that far away from wintertime.
Right.
And that's a huge blow to the city.
Wow.
And then those water heaters as well, getting them pilot lights back up and running.
Right.
Also, people need to know, where those there are some companies out here that do the water remediation, mold remediation, like white glove services. My buddy London, he has a really good company. I'm sure they're pretty busy right now. But that stuff is dangerous. That black mold, man, that stuff is dangerous. I'm in the real estate business, so I know all about that.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. Thanks for the information, because this is where we need to be. The flood came, it left, but there's an after effect that's probably as dangerous as the flood.
Oh, big time. That black mold, I believe that's the reason that my uncle passed away. He had some guys working on his house. They did a bad job on it, and there was mold coming through the walls, and he got that stuff in his lungs. He died 2 years ago. It's crazy.
Wow. And they don't talk about that. This is not something that's going to be out there, for the sometimes you got to figure that out on your own.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and good luck going to these other places trying to get it looked at. You better be vigilant, especially young children. Asthma throughout our community is a huge deal. Respiratory issues, sarcoidosis, all these types of things. And you need to be vigilant of your children and your elderly and your loved ones. You're right, Troy. That's one thing I like about you, brother. you always talk about look after those loved ones and those people that are shut in, and look after them people and check on them and making sure they're all right. So God bless you for that, brother.
Hey, thank you, CK. Thank you for tapping in. I'll say this. This is where we got to be about that action that's why I say it's important to know the neighborhood, like know the people in your neighborhood. I remember when we was coming up, we knew all of the people in the neighborhood. Our friends came out the neighborhood. You know, around the corner, we knew everybody. We would be walking to the local basketball court. We would have friends that we would go knock on the door. Hey, look, you want to come down the street and play kickball with us, play football with us? Now, that ain't the case. A lot of people is not friends with people that they live in the neighborhood with. They don't even talk to them. Matter of fact, they don't even know. They may know like the immediate person next door because they look out the window and see them over there. But a lot of people don't associate with the neighbors in the neighborhood like they used to. I mean, we gotta understand that we're living in the same area. So if something bad happens, we can kind of rally quicker if we all know. We ain't got to be friends or nothing like that. We just got to know, hey, how you doing? Basic. Hey, y'all live here. If this an elderly person that lives here, she's alone. Okay, well, if something happens, then you're in your mind, since you understand, you be like, Miss Sabrina down the street, she elderly, we need to go check on her. It was just a flood. Now, Miss Sabrina nobody don't know what's going on. So if Miss Sabrina can't make it to the phone and nobody ain't checking on her, it might not be good. It may not come out too well for Miss Sabrina. And this is why we got to be ahead of the curve about that action instead of being so reactionary. Because what if the emergency assistance don't come? What if it takes a while? Okay? And like CK said, there's other issues. The HVAC, making sure that everything working right to warm the house up. What if they don't send no money? Okay? I'm just worried about the mold because I had a bad experience with black mold that involved a child, a newborn. And the family felt that the newborn was healthy, and then they had black mold in the house, and they were struggling. They wasn't really in a position to move, and the newborn baby died. And we went and saw that the house had black mold in it, and the baby didn't survive. And then we tried to go to the city and see what we could do from there, and we called the services to come look at the house and things like that. So it was nothing we could do. At the end of all of that, trying to figure out what to do, it was nothing we could do about it. So a lot of y'all gonna have to make sure that y'all understand that y'all can't play around with some of these things after the flood. Water damage causes certain things after the aftermath. It could be just as bad for your health. Poverty, another expense on the poor due to the flood. Especially if this is all you got, if you can't afford to move around. Flood insurance does not want to pay out claims. Now, I'll say this. A lot of people can't get flood insurance, or they get insurance and like Eric Shake James said, sometimes adding that flood insurance is expensive as the policy. It can get tricky, especially in the north side and communities where, it ain't, a lot of people really ain't got it like that. So let's be more vigilant and mindful of our elders right now and our disabled. If you got somebody in the family you ain't heard from in a while, and you know that they're, our elders, make sure you call them, talk to them. See what's happening in, go see them. Go see what the conditions is if they were affected negatively, okay? Hey, look, when we come back, I want to talk about this situation about the two girls that tried to put the pepper spray on the city bus driver, DJ Brother Z. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 19th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 19th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 14th from noon to 3 p.m. at 2 locations. Visit us at Jackson Park, Picnic Area 2, located at 3500 West Forest Home Avenue, and at the Basilica of St. Josephat, located at 2333 South 6th Street. Vendors from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food, and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by Common Council President Jose G. Perez and Alderwoman Jocasta Zamaripa. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now to August 31st, 2025. See official contest rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Donald Driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you're harassing.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
But you they family, you get caught, then you gon' too. Hold on. Stop the whip, let me out this chopstick, gon' leave him open like a zip. Zip him up, tell buddy no to come and pick him up. Niggas faking, acting like they thug like till we hit him up. A lot of niggas don't like me. What? I ain't even dead. Making take it to the head. I ain't even hit yet. How you mad she choosing me? I like what she do to me. She say she feel safe over here. This where the be.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Milwaukee County bus driver attacked with pepper spray. 2 women are sought. They say that the police are seeking 2 young women who they say attacked the bus driver with pepper spray. This incident happened near 27th and Holt on the city south side on Sunday, July 27. Officials are seeking tips. Now, I think we got some pictures of the 2 ladies, but these bus drivers, it's hard out here for some bus drivers sometimes. I've been watching recent videos of how full-blown fights been going on with the bus driver. I mean, somebody in the chat says, now, what did the bus driver do? And not really a city girl. And Mark replied, tell them they have to pay. I guess the bus driver probably told him, but they saying that the first suspect is described as a female African American, 18 to 19 years old, with a dark complexion, large frame, glasses, and long braids. She's approximately 5'3" and weighs 100 pounds. Also, they say the second person involved is 18 to 19 years old with a dark complexion, long braids. She's approximately 5'3" and weighs 100 pounds. Now, I'll say this. I mean, I don't know what the frustration is, but I thought it was, even if they asked them to pay, I thought it was something to where they can get, if they don't have the money or something like that, where they can just get on the bus. They'll let them slide with, you know, if it's an emergency or something like that, if they say it's an emergency. I know that used to be something that was going on when it came to the young people, but I don't know if that's still happening right now. But when you got this type of frustration where they sprayed the bus driver with what did the bus driver do? They get sprayed with the pepper spray. Hey, it ain't that serious. But like I said, you know, it's a lot of frustration out here. Lauren in the chat says, should have took off and then hit the brakes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Should have took off and hit the brakes. Yeah, y'all, you know what? The chat, y'all got y'all own life. I'm going to tell you this right now. Also, Sincere Runny Ray Real says, I respect boundaries. Oh, he's going back to having boundaries. He's talking, when I talk about you got to set the boundaries in a relationship, and if somebody crossed the boundaries, that's the sign to leave it alone. He says, I respect boundaries, but do you give chances when they are tested or crossed? How many of you do you rather a minor or a major? How many of why you do rather minor or major? I don't know. Maybe I'll look at the question, do you accept violations and the boundaries? I don't know. I don't know if he was typing fast or not, but that last part I really didn't fully understand. But if you set up boundaries, then that's the gateway. Now it's on you. If you let somebody cross the boundaries, then, you know, obviously that wasn't no strong thing that you believed in if you allow people to step on it. You know, maybe you was just saying it because it sounded slick. Maybe you were saying it because it sounded good, but if you know, sometimes, you know, when people cross boundaries, it depends. If you gotta already have your set ways to deal with it. You know, some rules are meant to be, you know, bent. And somebody told me some rules are meant to be bent, some rules are meant to be broken, and some rules are never meant to be broken. It's up to you how you want to conduct that. That's on you. But sometimes when you let people, you say, hey, I ain't having it like that, and then you continue to allow it to happen, they may, you know, look at you like you don't really stand on what you're really trying to say. So I got my non-negotiables. And one of them is you not finna put your hands on me and I ain't finna put my hands on you. That's a hardcore thing. And then if you get to the point where you disrespecting me and talking crazy, I ain't gonna do it to you. If you do it to me, I may stop talking to you. I may not talk to you ever again in life. I don't care because I'm not doing that. I'm not that person. I'm not the one that's gonna go back and forth with you like that. But if y'all want to add to the conversation, we're going to open up the lines 833-212-1017. We got enough time to take a few more calls. What do we got in the talk to text? Oh, we got somebody that's in the talk to text. 4364 says, Healing Warrior Hearts. Healing Warrior Hearts. Milwaukee-based nonprofit offers free healing weekends for veterans, anyone who served. 1 week is dedicated to male MST. MST standing for military sexual trauma. It's a huge secret in the military, but not talked about, and males are too embarrassed to come forward. They have a weekend dedicated to males dealing with military sexual trauma, And they offer weekends for civilians too. Okay, so that's the Healing Warrior Hearts. If y'all having issues with military sexual trauma, if you're a veteran, and if you're having issues with sexual trauma as a civilian as well, kind of look it up. Kind of go check them out. Healing Warrior Hearts. Maybe, check out the website and see if that's right for you. Hey, but like I said, powerful conversation. When we get back, we'll be joined on the lines by advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Jess Sims is always looking to take her performance to the next level.
I'm facing you, then you're going to switch.
You got this, Jess.
We got this.
And she needs her money to work as hard as she does. That's why she uses U.S. Bank Smartly Checking and Savings, which does exactly that, helping her track her spending and grow her money.
Adamant about the mental work.
Together, we'll achieve more than any of us could alone. That's the power of Jess, and this is the power of us. Visit usbank.com today to get started. Member FDIC, copyright 2025 U.S. Bank.
The Wisconsin Doulas of Color Collective and Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin are working together to care for you and your whole family before, during, and after pregnancy and through all stages of life. Did you know Black women and birthing people in Wisconsin are 2.5 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes? Black Lives Matter. That's why this partnership matters. Visit widocc.org and ppwi.org/healthy families to make an appointment today.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
You ever notice how the phrase 9 to 5 sounds just so old school? That's because in 2025, the 9 to 5 is as outdated as a rotary phone. Let's be real. The world has changed, and the way we work has changed with it. The gig economy is booming. Folks are making money on their own terms, driving Ubers, delivering DoorDash, freelancing, and side hustling their way to the bag. And then there's the work-from-home revolution. People are clocking in from their kitchen tables, their favorite coffee shops, or even the beach. Laptops open, pajamas on, productivity up. The virtual office is now the new corner office, and the only commute is from the bed to the desk. Let's not forget about the digital nomads, those bold souls who turn the world into their workplace. They're sending emails from Bali, closing deals in Barcelona, and living life on their own schedule. No time clock, no cubicle, just Wi-Fi and a dream. And 21st century entrepreneurship, well, it's a whole new game. You can launch a business from your phone, build a brand on Instagram, and make more in a week than some folks do in a month without even punching a clock. So who's still working that old 9 to 5 job? People who are resistant to change or maybe just can't adapt. The future belongs to the flexible, the creative, the hustlers who know how to make technology work for them. The 9 to 5, well, that's a museum piece. The real action is happening outside the box, where freedom and opportunity are just a click away.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's.com. Former NFL superstar receiver Larry Fitzgerald has successfully pivoted from a career on the field to a career in business. And in a conversation on Bloomberg, Fitzgerald talked about some of his most important influences, starting with family.
I mean, my father and my mother were the catalyst, for everything. And my mom and dad, they worked two opposite ends of the spectrum. My dad, a sports journalist for 44 years now in the Twin Cities area. And, you name it, I got a chance to be around Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Kirby Puckett, Mark McGuire, and then on the Vikings, Randy Moss and Chris Carter, and the list goes on and on.
Through the Larry Fitzgerald Foundation, he's able to pass along all that inspiration and wisdom to another generation. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Brewers beat the Pirates 14-0, extending their win streak to 11. One more game until Free Burgers.
3-2 pitch to Frelick. And a fly ball to right. This is hit well. Back is Reynolds. Track. Gone! Sal Frelick goes big fly for the 9th time this year. And the Brewers lead it 1-0.
Brewers remain the hottest team in the MLB with a record of 75-44, leading the NL Central by 7.5 games. Packers quarterback Jordan Love is having surgery on his left thumb, but is expected back for the regular season. The next preseason game is Saturday at noon. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Emergency. 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 Emergency.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Elizabeth Brown on the lines, advocate and author. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. Happy Wednesday.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Hey, Milwaukee County has declared a state of emergency due to severe flooding caused by a heavy rainfall. Over 10 inches of rain reported, leading to widespread damage and public safety concerns.
Absolutely. It's definitely an emergency.
Did you face any damage?
I did. I had, it's not like major, but I'm going to have to pull the carpet and stuff up out of my basement. But, it wasn't like standing water, right. But my carpet and stuff is wet. So, some stuff that was in the basement definitely got to be thrown out. And then I'm going to have to put a concoction together that's all natural, which is hydrogen peroxide, some baking soda, and vinegar, because that automatically kills black mold. Mm-hmm. So I'll be doing that this weekend. Yeah.
Hey, look, it's a lot going on. A lot of people are waiting to see if they're going to get any funds to help with the situation. And many times, in our neighborhoods, when we on the north side, we get left out of the deal a lot of time.
Every time they will and deal without including us. Okay, so again, make sure that you're being very empathetic, because the people going through a lot. People barely being able to pay rent. The struggle is real when it comes to, holding these jobs that are, not, you're not making enough to really get by. It's keeping you in the water. You ain't getting out no time soon, but the reality is, we was always only a paycheck away from being homeless, but now, when you have things like that happening, and then you're scared of the black mold coming in, and you don't have the funds to replace certain things, and we know that Wisconsin is not normally flooding, so even if you have house insurance, it don't cover nothing. Right. So with that being said, we damned if we do and we damned if we don't. So I just say, smile, try to vibrate at your highest, find a reason to be grateful that nobody lost their life. Right. A lot of the things that was damaged. Absolutely. So a lot of the things that was damaged, is it going to, put us at a setback? Yes, for a major comeback, though. And like I said, salute to all of our people, especially those who got out and checked on their neighbors. And for all the black men and women that I've seen that was out helping people drain their basements out, salute to you. It's because of hearts like that that we gonna turn things around. Right. So just be extra mindful about checking your attitude, and because all of us is going through something on top of the rainfall, the massive rainfall.
And I'm seeing that the Department of Public Works is providing free special bulky item pickups for households with city garbage collection with follow-up pickups if needed. And
Absolutely.
And city drop-off centers have extended hours and waive fees.
Powerful. And every little helps.
Right.
So salute, because, again, we ain't got it to give, Again, we were just talking even before the rain hit that the people, we're the ones that's taxed to the max. And we're the ones that's barely able to, get by. But the reality is, like I said, right now it's pivotal for us to have that empathy and that sympathy. And we need to just vibrate at our highest. Again, one thing about us, we're very resilient. And we're going to get through this, too. So,
and they also
together ain't nothing we can't do.
Also said that call 211 if you need, for all of the services, 211 is the number to call. This is what I'm seeing. I guess if you need whatever help from the flood.
Absolutely.
Call 211.
So what they're trying to do is, So what they're trying to do is get a collective on how many people needed help, how many people were affected by it. So it's like what we say all the time, me and you, is, documentation beat conversation.
Right.
So when you're calling in and stating what it is you need, there'll be data. So if we don't get the help, we can bring that up too, because what we can't forget is we on the brink of another election, okay? And individuals, they in play now, trying to make it seem like they care. And, right now it's time for us to take notes.
I agree.
Because if we don't receive what we need, the individuals that are currently standing in place, we need to move them around. Point blank and period.
Also, U-Haul is offering free storage to Southeast Wisconsin flood victims. So U-Haul is offering 30 days of free self-storage. So
that's powerful. Salute.
But after that, you're gonna get hit with the.
Absolutely. Again, you have to make sure you're making the right decisions.
Right.
And if you know that you only got a month, you got to have something in place, because if you don't pay your stuff within a certain period of time, they'll auction it off. Real talk. So,
like I said, our people are resilient, and like you said, we salute the brothers that out here trying to help others, help the elders, help the people that are struggling during this time. And many times we talking about that they issued the state of emergency for the things to come down. It's not that I haven't heard that FEMA was actually going to give anything, but when you look back on all of the things that happened in our country and some of the people in the disaster, and they said that they was getting like $750 at one point when it was a major disaster. I forgot where that was, but at the end of the day, we got to make sure that we're doing our part and working with each other, because I'm going to tell you, when we look outside of ourselves, it can get scary. It can get spooky.
It's invisible, fam. It's invisible. Outside of ourselves, it's invisible. Again, we have to make sure that we don't forget history. How FEMA did the people of Louisiana. You understand what I'm saying? Like how the individuals in Virginia, after the water, the floods, and all of that, how they were done. So we have to make sure that we understand the play. And this is why we have to make sure that we are taking notes and paying attention. Because, again, we're coming up on another election.
Well, Governor Evers ain't running for another term now. He said he out of the race.
We know.
Yeah.
We know. But Crowley making his rounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know who the runner-ups are.
Right.
And they're going to do all, they're going to have their face in the place, and they're going to give you the song and dance. But at the same time, let me remind you, Crowley is the one who decided to tax us and take our civic engagement. Okay? So, with that being said, all I say, keep your eyes open, pay attention, and understand that as long as we are helping each other, Because once we get the brunt of helping each other, then we can hold the failures accountable.
Also, as I look into the
we'll
chat,
take the fuck off each other.
Go right ahead, Liz.
Go ahead, King. Oh no, I was saying that when we start helping each other, then we're no longer a distraction for each other. We able to pay attention to the misleadership of Milwaukee. That's all.
I'm looking in the chat and I see Minister Kevin, Miracle Minister Kevin, in the chat, and he says, "Thanks for the prayers, Truth Nation. The surgery went well. He had surgery today, and I'm in recovery mode now."
Hey, salute, King. We love
surgery
you.
today, and it was a aftermath of the shooting that he suffered, and he asked for prayers this Monday. Said he was going into surgery today. He's saying he's out recovering. So send up prayers for the Miracle Minister Kevin for a speedy recovery. And
absolutely,
like I said, he is one story that that need to be told, because he came through a tragic situation and made his way back to the community and was assisting even though he needed some help.
Come on, immediately. He's definitely a miracle. He's definitely a product that God is good. Salute to that King. Salute to Miss Simmons. Because, again, thank God for her being able to, because people don't understand how love can heal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the way he was able to get back out so fast, that's her loving him. That's the power of a black man and a black woman. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So, salute, King, and we praying for you and we love you. And, I ain't no doubt in my mind that you ain't going to have a speedy recovery, because your wife is awesome. So, salute.
Also, Elizabeth Brown, we had a conversation about Sha'Carri Richardson and what happened recently in the media and things like that. And so, question of the day is, men who are getting abused, are they reporting it? Are they looked at as weak, as a man being abused? And if they were being abused, if they call 911, is that looked at as being soft?
I don't think so. I think there was an era in a time where it was looked at as being soft. And do you run into some cops that don't? But after they passed that law, where somebody's going to go to jail if the police called, whether it be the woman or the man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think a lot of men don't report it because mentally the masculinity ideology of them being soft, they might feel that about themselves.
Right.
But I know men that didn't call. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I had one guy told me he had went through it, but he ain't called the police.
Well, yeah, I didn't have the police called on me, fam. So,
oh, wow.
Absolutely. But however, you know what I'm saying?
So
it's real.
So is trauma a reason, because even in the Sha'Carri Richardson situation, she mentioned past traumas.
Absolutely. It's a trigger. Again, any unhealed trauma, we have to make sure that we understand, like I said, the black man and the black woman, we are a broken species due to trauma, not only from, each other, but from America. I mean, when you think about, none of our trauma has been healed. So anytime you add on, surviving sexual molestation, sexual rape, surviving the mental trauma, coming up as a kid, when somebody triggers you and it's unhealed, you go back to whatever trauma that was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for me, being violated as a 7-year-old girl, like when I was put in certain situations before I started to heal myself, and I felt like I was being violated again, little Liz would show up. And when she showed up,
she showed out.
Hey, all hell broke loose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm guilty of being abusive, in relationships in my younger days. My daughter's father, I gave him hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about for real. Like, and he'll attest to that. But at the same time, there is no excuse to be bleeding on somebody that didn't bleed on you, and even if a person has done you wrong, because I used to have a warning label. When I get in a relationship, I will let them know, like, when you good, we good. But if you mess up, I'm going to mess you up. And I'm not, you can't hold me accountable for who I turn into. After I feel like you don't. No, more like the Tasmanian devil.
Oh, wow.
No, it was something else. But again, I also understand now that in my healing, in my adulthood, I understood that was my 7-year-old self that is triggered in those moments, and then the person that then violated me is a man, and my violator was a man. So you, in my eye, in my child's eye, you do.
Hey.
So, I mean, in reality, we have to make sure that we understand that, you know, unhealed traumas in any relationship, friendship, or whatever is like carrying a suitcase that you never unpacked. The only difference is it's filled with fear, mistrust, and your survival habits. And that'll leak into all areas of your life if it's not dealt with. And a lot of us seem to suffer in relationships not because you good, but or you're suffering in a relationship not because you're bad, but you're suffering in that relationship because you don't know how to stop being good to the wrong person. When you know that your kindness is being taken for a weakness, you have to lead with boundaries. Because if you don't lead with boundaries, you wind up betraying yourself. And empathy requires clarity, not projection. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, I agree. That's why I say you got to know your boundaries. Hey, look, I appreciate that honesty because it's real. It goes down, and I'm happy that we talked about it today because it's out there to talk about, and this is what we're here for. When we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I want to get your final thoughts on the show. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
What's poppin', Truth Nation? Jammin' with Juice is broadcasting live from Tsunami Express, Monday, August 18th from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. at 5209 West Fond du Lac Avenue at Midtown. Come ride the wave and meet me, your girl Noni Juice, and my co-star Benjamin as we kick off the week with a clean ride and good vibes. We'll be broadcasting at Tsunami Express Car Wash, where they're doing 50% off all washes, Midtown location only. Again, that's Monday, August 18th at 7 a.m. Hope to see you there. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You hit the library, hard, and keep your eyes on the prize. Also, one day you can earn that bachelor's. Finishing what you start where you want, that's worth working for. And here is how you get there. Here at MATC, where smart programs prep you for next-level challenges. Earning your bachelor's can start right away, and graduation is just the beginning. Here's to an education that takes you farther. Here's how you get there. Here at matc.edu/get there.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Laying down, bend it over. Break it down, back it up. I just got you a flight, a couple that don't gas me up. And now you think the word is in your hands, you're acting up. Yeah, my that is, and I got you mad as right now.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, Elizabeth Brown. Another powerful conversation. They're saying that according to US FIR, a decomposed body was pulled from the river an hour ago. That's what they're saying in the chat. DJ Brother Z has confirmed that according to US FIR that there was a body pulled from the river an hour ago. So condolences to that family, whoever it may be. Elizabeth Brown, another powerful conversation. Let me get your final thoughts.
Absolutely. I mean, again, it's our turn. We in the front, and we got to have the real conversations if we're going to change anything. And I think it's pivotal that we make sure we understand, especially the black man, the black woman, and the black child. You know, everybody, but specifically us, because we've been under, these toxic relationships by America. And a lot of times, the unhealed trauma keeps you emotionally stuck. And I think, with Sha'Carri Richardson, I pray for her to get the help that she needs, and also the young man as well, because, again, we out here bleeding on each other.
Right.
And with everything that we got going on, we have to make sure that we're looking at the bigger pictures. Everything online is black man against black woman against black man. And in the midst of that, we having these kids. You understand what I'm saying? Who, one, is growing up hating themselves or hating their mother or their father because of the abuse that has taken place in front of that kid. So I think right now is a pivotal time that we have the real-life conversations. And I'll say for myself, for anyone that I've harmed, including my daughter's father, because, again, hurt people until we know how to heal.
Mm-hmm.
I give my sincere apologies, and I hope that he can find forgiveness for me. However, I had to forgive myself. And, we working, but Thank you for having the real conversations, because men get hurt too, and women have to take accountability for the damage that we've caused generations as well, unbeknownst to us. But just because we didn't know then, we know now, and it's time to right those wrongs. So we working, King.
Hey, Elizabeth Brown, that's powerful. In the poll, they say, are men looked at as less if they get abused? 57% says no. 42% say yes.
Well, I'm sorry for that, but we can change it. We in the front now. It's our turn.
I agree. Hey, look,
it's our turn.
Look, we got a lot of work to do as usual, and I appreciate you for being on these front lines as usual.
Hey, I'm here for it, King. Let's get it. One love.
All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, Queen. All right, Tory Lowe for Waterfall. Green on go. Let's get it.
Hey, look, salute to everybody in the chat. Hey, it's been a powerful conversation on all sides. Salute to everybody that joined us on the lines in the Talk to Text out there in radio land. Look, keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go. And look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Truth Nation, please join us at our 3rd annual Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Admission to Truth Family Fest is absolutely free and a great place to have fun and celebrate with family and friends while also enjoying some great music and amazing food.